Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back. This is Reem. Super excited to have you here with me again. The weather is getting really better these days. I don't know where you are in this world, but here in Saudi Arabia, it's getting a little bit cooler. And when I say a little bit cooler, it's still like 100 degrees, okay? But we should be always grateful. I'm super happy because the weather is getting a little bit better, because things are also getting better, especially that with the lockdown and everything. I think now the airports are open, but still with some restrictions. Yet we hope that things will go back gradually to normal, and we always have to be grateful, guys. So super excited to have you here with me. If you're one of my old listeners, thank you so much. Super grateful for you. And if you're new to the show, welcome. This is the Entrepreneur Accelerator. This show is for you, to help you and inspire you, accelerate your business and amplify your success, where I speak with influencers, experts, and industry leaders in different fields of marketing, mindset, sales, and leadership, to help you and to inspire you take action and elevate your business and success. In this episode, the topic, it's really interesting, because I'm sure that after listening to this one, you are going to change a lot about your marketing strategy, especially that, we always talk about Facebook algorithm, Instagram, YouTube. These are the main platforms that we always focus on, but most of the times we ignore one of the major platforms that could be a great source for more exposure, for more traffic to our web pages or for our offers, and it is Pinterest. Pinterest, I thought that it was a platform or a social media platform, but I realized that it's a searching engine, just like Google, which also interesting. So you can utilize Pinterest to drive more traffic and generate more sales to your offers. So let's see how we can help you and inspire you utilize Pinterest to include it more into your marketing strategy. I use it honestly for my e-com business. My social media manager, she was so much into Pinterest, and I was always like, why? But I did not really understand it. But especially after this episode and after speaking with Laura Rike, who's a powerhouse, a Pinterest powerhouse, she loves everything Pinterest. So I advise you to listen to this episode. It will change your mind, and it will blow your mind, and it will help you think or rethink your marketing strategy. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you like it as much as I did. So without further ado, let's go ahead and listen to this episode with Laura Rike. I don't know where you are in life right now, or where it is you want to go. But if you are a curious soul like me, I know this about you. You are searching for greatness in life. You desire financial freedom, and you ask yourself daily how you can master success in business without wasting years of your life. On this show, we're going to interview all the leading experts and influencers in the fields of marketing, mindset, and sales, to expose all the tips and tricks you need to accelerate your business and amplify your success. My name is Reem Kharbat, and this is the Entrepreneur Accelerator. Hey friends, welcome back to the Entrepreneur Accelerator. This is Reem. Hope you're doing well. In this episode, I'm super excited because we're going to be covering a very unique subject, at least for me. We'll be talking about a topic that I'm sure that most of entrepreneurs, you have a lot of questions about this, and maybe you're wondering about it, but maybe you did not get the chance to figure out how to include it in your business and how to use it as a tool. So I'm super happy today that we're having Laura Rike, who's a Pinterest powerhouse who helps high-performing business owners, content creators, and influencers grow profitability the right way with sustainable systems. She has helped clients and students bring in over 50,000 plus in monthly revenues. Her clients have become industry leaders with six-figure businesses and are grown sustainably by ranking on the first page of Google, getting targeted email leads daily. With over 3.2 million monthly viewers on Pinterest alone, Laura has been featured as a guest on podcasts like Ultimate Marketer, Twin Cities Collective, and Small Business Revival. And now she's on the Entrepreneur Accelerators. I'm so happy that you're here. She lives in Minnesota with her family and can be found online at laurarike.com with a beautiful red, hot pink as a background. I wish you guys can see that. Laura, thank you so much for being here. I'm super happy to have you with me.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk all things Pinterest.
So this topic, I'll be very honest. Me as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, I own 3 businesses. One of them is e-commerce. The other is it's a SaaS software business and a coaching business. And I use Pinterest for my e-commerce, but it wasn't my choice. It was my social media manager option. And she was like, you have to have this, Reem. We have to use this. And I was like, I know that every business require a specific type of, let's say, platform because your audience are in different places. And Pinterest, I always thought that Pinterest is a social media platform, just like Instagram, Facebook. But I heard from my social media manager that it's a search engine. And I was like, what? I felt so ignorant, So
they were able to tell you that too, because that is the biggest hurdle for a lot of people to get over, is that they're coupling it in with a social media strategy.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I'm super happy that you're here. We want to talk a lot about this and to know really how can we use Pinterest in our business, in our marketing strategy, and in which businesses or which sectors can we use Pinterest for? Is it just, for example, for influencers, for e-commerce? So can you tell us a little bit about Pinterest? What is it exactly for,
Yep.
and how can we use it?
Absolutely. So Pinterest is not a social media platform. Pinterest is actually considered a search engine based platform. So it's a search feed that you go to, and if you are looking for something to purchase, or you're looking to solve a question or a problem that you're having as an individual or a business owner or whatever, you can find that information just like you would if you went to Google to search for something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool. The more fun aspect of it is it's visual, right? And
Yes.
so people are going to be drawn to certain visuals over other ones. So you can have the ability to pinpoint who your audience is by using different creatives and different keywords and phrases to hit that right perfect target audience that you're looking to be able to connect with and build your business with. And in terms of who can use that, I get asked that question all the time. I say anybody, really, because the way that I tell people, and I know you guys can't see me, but I'm going to do it. So I say step by step how to do it, right? Is I tell people all the time, my unbiased opinion as to if you should be on the platform is you open up the Pinterest app, and on the bottom, you're going to see a little house and then a magnifying glass. And you click on that magnifying glass, and then you type in something that you want to be known for, that your ideal market is looking for, right? Okay. And so if I typed in, you actually give me something that you would, So
okay.
Coaching, right? For your coaching business, what do people come to you for? Like, what do they say they have a problem with or they need help with?
So basically, launching a 7-figure business, a 7-figure strategy. Okay, so how to launch a 7-figure business strategy. So this is, for example, what I want to be known for.
Yep. And so if we went in and we typed in business strategy, there are, just before I even finish business strategy as the word, there are 3 top keywords for this: is business strategy template, right, business strategy management, and business strategy plan. So now if you can speak to any one of those. You tap on one. So let's just say business strategy plan. And I go in there, and then you look for those top 5 to 10 pins. And if those top 5 to 10 pins are things that you teach or you educate on or you provide help with, then your competition is being found before you because your pin isn't there. So they're getting their
Wow.
questions and their help answered about business strategy by somebody else and not being able to find you. And so that's my way. Even so, let's take e-commerce, right? So
Mm-hmm.
say someone had like in terms of e-commerce. Yeah, go ahead.
I have, for example, my e-commerce business is in home decor. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's say I type in home decor like this,
Yep. Yep.
but you get here, for example, home decor ideas, living room,
Yep. And so
DIY.
all of that at the top is actually how you get more specific on who
Mm,
you're going to reach, right? And so if you type in home decor, that's the broad audience.
yeah,
And then you can be more specific. So if you focus your e-commerce on only kitchen items, right? Then you
yeah,
can say
yeah.
home decor kitchen. And so if it was that, then you look and see like the first pin on mine has these cute little mugs that say sugar, cream, coffee, whatever, and they're $20.
Mm,
So now I just
mm.
found something that I love that I could go and purchase within 30 seconds. But it might not be your product if you're not using the platform. And so that's really my unbiased way to say, think about what you're already putting on social media to be found and use those words and those phrases or those product names or whatever and put them onto Pinterest and search to see if that's already on that platform. And I guarantee you it probably is. But then that gives you, without a Pinterest manager saying, yes, you should be on the platform, that gives you
Yeah.
a window into their algorithm and their services on the actual platform and how it can be used.
Wow. Okay. You made me think of it in a totally different way than I used to think about Pinterest, because as you said, it's a visual. For me, I used to use Pinterest, and I still use it, to create boards, for example, for fashion, for DIY stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
fashion, clothes, beauty, stuff that like I go to it, for example, when I wanted to create the first uh, my first nursery room. Is that called nursery room?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I wanted to have ideas, so I used to go there and create boards on what do I want to have and how to create things like that. But I never thought about it as being a source of, as you said, like Google, for example, but it's like the visual Google. So if I
Yep.
want to search for something, I found it there. I find the source, and I can purchase stuff from there. I think there's an option even to purchase stuff through Pinterest, right?
Yeah, so there's always been an option to be able to purchase through Pinterest because they open up that website right on the platform. They've gotten even more fun now. In the past couple months, they actually have specific shop tabs where if
Mm,
you have products that you upload to your Pinterest account and say like, okay, this is a physical product or a digital product, this is the amount, that kind of stuff, people can actually find them on this shop tab based on what their past searches were. So they don't even have to specifically be looking for you, but it shows them, hey, based on your trends of what you've been doing on our platform, here are items that are listed that you can shop for right now. And so that's also really cool in terms of updates that they've done in the past 6 months.
yeah. Okay. Wow. Awesome. So, Laura, for example, for let's say coaches, would they be able to use also Pinterest as a main platform or as a supportive platform for what they're doing? Like how, I'm trying again to think, how can coaches, for example, use it in their business? Because I think more about Pinterest still, that it can work for e-commerce business, it will work perfectly if you want to sell whatever product that you want to, because it's visual. When you are service based, how can you use Pinterest for a service based business?
Awesome. So that's a great question. In terms of service-based businesses, we already post a ton of content online. And not all of that content is sign up here, purchase here, do this here. And so we just need to be able to come up with a full rounded strategy using Pinterest. So for example, if you don't have a blog, but you have a Facebook page, you're posting stuff on Facebook. And so why not use Pinterest to bring in a wider audience to what you're already doing on the Facebook page? Or if you do YouTube videos or Facebook Live videos, you can use Pinterest to tap into a wider audience based on the keywords you want to rank for, and then bring them to that place, right? So that's one way that if you don't have a blog, it doesn't matter. You can still use the platform. And then for those who do have a blog, or they do have landing pages that they maybe are offering free trainings or summits or things like that, use those links to be able to send Pinterest traffic to, right? Because you can create multiple images to send back to that one landing page and reach different people with those images.
Is there like any specific, let's say, guidelines, dimensions, stuff that we need to commit or to abide to using Pinterest? Like, can I create, for example, we can repurpose most of our content and use it in Instagram, Facebook, and sometimes YouTube, and LinkedIn. Do you think that we can repurpose the same content and use it, like, as you said, for example, pictures,
Yeah,
posts?
you can. Pinterest likes the 2-3 standard. So they like those longer images. And if you think about Facebook stories or Instagram stories, that's really the size that they go for. So if you're doing stuff already on stories, repurpose that into something for Pinterest, right? But there are also, so I use Canva. I also use Photoshop. Canva has like a blank template size of 735 by 1200. That's the typical size that you can see on the platform. They've also said that they allow like the Instagram square images. During my testing, I haven't really seen as much traffic come through for the square images as I have if I use the longer Pinterest size-worthy images. So I would say focus on that. But there are ways, like if you have an Instagram image and you want to utilize that, right? There are ways that you can resize it to fit into that dimension. If you have a YouTube video, you can take a snippet of 30 seconds and put it in horizontally, and then a title and design on the top and the bottom, or fun things like that, right? So you can still repurpose a ton of what you already have, for sure.
Awesome. I love that. But let me ask you this. Why should I use Pinterest instead of focusing, let's say, just on Instagram or Facebook? Why should I include a third or a fourth platform? Okay, we agreed that it's not a platform, but why should I think about Pinterest to add an extra burden? Because, you know, I'm telling you, as entrepreneurs, we hate content creation. It's a task that is so, you know, like we would like to focus on time consuming, and you need to be so creative. And if you are just focusing on your business, you don't have time to be so much creative. At the same time, it's your job to create content. And I don't want to be focusing on like a million platform. I can't. Like tomorrow, if they come up with a new platform, like give me a break. Seriously.
Yeah.
So what is, if you will tell the entrepreneurs one reason why they should include Pinterest seriously in their marketing strategy, what would that be?
Okay, so I have one reason and then I have a way to cut your time down.
Awesome.
So, my one reason is because you, as a business owner, do not have domain authority on Google. And so, utilizing Instagram over utilizing Pinterest, if you go that same thing that we did in the beginning when we searched on Pinterest, search that phrase on Google. And you'll see Pinterest links and pins and content that people have put out there on the first page within the first top 5 results. And
Mm,
so they are being found by utilizing Pinterest's domain authority on Google. And so you then get more traffic and more leads and more sales because you're partnering essentially with Google, who will be able to, I mean, that's kind of like everybody's holy grail when they're doing
yeah.
blogging or they're putting out that content is, I want to rank on the first page. I want to be found first. I want to be in the top of the list. So using Pinterest gives you basically what I call Pinterest juice, right? To push
Mm,
you to the front of the line. And then to your point about we have to do all the things as entrepreneurs, right? You are constantly going in 50 million different directions, trying to make it all connect and work. And I get it. But with Pinterest, you have to be consistent, but you don't have to feed the feed, right?
mm,
So something that was I learned years ago that was told to me is that when you post on Facebook, you're relevant at that time and with the algorithm as long as people keep commenting during that time. But an hour later, people might not even see that post, know about that post or anything
oh,
because somebody else posted in the feed and now you've been pushed down. In
true.
Pinterest, you don't have to feed the feed because it is search based. And so you do have to be consistent, but they are focusing on keywords and value and the phrases that people are searching for and looking for and needing right now. So if you take a half hour to an hour at the beginning of your week and you schedule out the rest of your week using that consistent posting platform, those keywords that you want to rank for, the phrases you know you can help people with, it's going to last for months and months and months. There are things called legacy pins
Yeah.
that 6 months later are still bringing in massive traffic for people that they
Mm.
haven't even done anything with since then.
I love that. You know why? Because my SaaS business, which is honestly, it's huge and it's our high ticket business that we like, you know, it's crazy. We depend on LinkedIn to generate leads there because, you know, all the professionals, the CEOs, they are there, you know. So
Mhm.
it's our platform that we go to for CEOs to, get to them. But as you said, we feel that what the minute we create a content in LinkedIn, we always kiss it goodbye because we know that we're putting effort on this piece that we know some people might see it, but if they don't see it now, then we have to kiss it goodbye because we're not gonna see it ever again. It goes
Yep.
and you know, you made me just realize that it's the same thing with Facebook, although that in Facebook some people might just go to your page and they will scroll down, they might just go, let's say, a week far or let's say a month far, but they cannot go back to, like so far from there. So um
Yep.
with Pinterest, I can like think seriously that maybe we have to think more about it and to give it more, let's say, attention. As you said, to have a legacy. Is there like any strategy to make sure that we're creating such kind of post that will last for long?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I tell people is to spend time in the beginning of your Pinterest journey, really diving into the keyword research on the platform. So you can go down and search that one phrase, and then you see all those tiles that give you other suggestions. Write all that down in like a Google Doc and save everything that you can speak to and that you want to be ranking for. because that's really where you're going to be able to build upon, because somebody who's searching for home decor today is still going to be searching for home decor 6 months from
Yeah.
now. And
Yeah.
so as long as you have those right keywords and phrases to rank for that, you're going to be found today, 6 months, 6 years. I mean, as long as Pinterest is still there, right? Then you're still going to be relevant. And so you do have to bring in new content and be consistent, but the old content still does work for you. So you're basically building a foundation and then growing upon that, right, with new stuff. And so really focus on, when you're getting started, what are those keywords and those phrases, so that when you do have your half hour to an hour, you can pull from that list really quickly and just put them in the places that they need to be in. So then you're not wasting time, sitting in front of your computer like, I have this gorgeous pin, now what do I want to rank for and how do I find it? You've already done all that work. So then you can just fly through it.
And you can use an automation tool, I think, to schedule to Pinterest. Like,
Yeah,
I,
so I suggest that we always use Tailwind,
mm,
because they are a preferred partner with Pinterest. So
oh,
if you don't have Tailwind, I do have a link that we can get you guys that gets you 100 free pins to use on their platform, right? So you schedule 100 pins just to get your feet wet and test it out and see if you like it. But they are the preferred partner of Pinterest. They
mm,
are always constantly working with Pinterest to make sure that they're in best practices, make sure that everything they're providing to you in terms of tribes and smart loops, which is repurposing your awesome content for you automatically, stays in line with what Pinterest wants you to be doing. And so I have all the confidence that when I'm using that platform, I'm never going to be marked as spam, or I'm never going to be shut down, or hit in the wrong area or anything like that. So I use them to be able to schedule out, because they also determine the right times for me and my
mm.
audience too.
I love that. I love that. There's a subject that you mentioned before that you can help us with, which is a, um, a tool that can double our traffic and sales.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we can use, or is it we're talking about Pinterest?
Yeah, so both. So there's a couple different tools that I use. One of them I have prefaced is Tailwind.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I put together is what I call the hashtag swipe file, right? And so that's kind of what I was talking that you guys can do on your own. But over the years, I've put together it's like 27 pages or something like that of
Wow.
different keywords for different niches. And so that really breaks it down for you. And then there are other tools out there, using Canva to be able to template out designs, so that when you do go to schedule, you have 5 to 10 different designs to just quickly change the text and go in and use. There's PicMonkey that you can use as well. So there's a couple different things that you can focus on. I always make sure that people focus too on having their Google Analytics set up, right? So you can
Mm-hmm.
track and know what's actually working in terms of those sales, in terms of the leads, and know where it's coming from. And so there's different dashboards you can load into your Google Analytics to be able to help you just plainly see, look at all this that came from Pinterest, what pin sent them here, things like that.
Awesome. Thank you, Laura. I'm seriously, I was thinking I think Pinterest in some areas is maybe misjudged, or people are not just taking it really serious. At least maybe I'm talking about let's say the community that I'm in, which is entrepreneurs, service-based. We're focusing more on, let's say, Facebook, maybe because it's easy. I don't know. Maybe Pinterest, it needs more, let's say, education. And that's why we need people like you more to help us, Like instead of, and this is what, like, listen, seriously, I just uploaded an episode in the podcast talking about this topic, which is some of the mistakes that we do as entrepreneurs that costs us real time, wasting time and money, which is we focus on learning, let's say, things that maybe takes us away from our core business. And instead, we should outsource that to people who are expert in doing it, so that we can get the quality, so that we can, instead of wasting our own time, which is, it costs money as well, we would have the expertise, or the expert people focusing on these things. Laura, do you, like in your business, do you usually manage other people's accounts, or you just teach people how to use Pinterest and create marketing strategy for them?
Yeah, great question. So I have 3 different ways that I help people in terms of Pinterest, right? So I have a course program. It's a group program. So you pay to get in it once and you get access to all like the course modules, but then we do monthly coaching as a group. So you come in and ask your questions, things like that. I do organic and paid ad management. So people that know they want to be on the platform, they maybe know enough to be dangerous, but they just don't have the time to manage it themselves, and they just need somebody to handle it. I can help them with that. And then the third piece is, if you are someone who is like the CEO, or things like the owner of the industry or the company, and you want to bring somebody in to specifically train either yourself or a team member or whatever, in terms of how to run organic and ads on Pinterest, but have it be only for your strategy, right? Not general Pinterest strategy. Then I have a VIP day that I do where we'll go through every single thing that that person or team would need to know to be able to run it for that industry or that company.
Wow, that's really awesome. It's like, for me, seriously, you're a rock star, and like talking about this for me, like I feel that it's like, a lot of golden nuggets in here, a lot of things that I knew that, for me at least, I needed to understand more. Uh, um, I feel so ignorant about this. Like just listening to my social media manager, she was like telling us like how important it is to have Pinterest for all the businesses, and I was like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to do something extra. But yeah, I totally agree. We have to highlight more on this, and to help entrepreneurs understand more about the importance, and about how this can help them get more traffic, leveraging the power of Pinterest to maybe get you rank, or the SEO of Pinterest to get more traffic and leads to you. That's definitely awesome. This is what we need. This is what I want to hear. So Laura, thank you so much for everything that you shared with us today. If people want to know more about you and about your services, where can they find you?
Yeah, the main place that you can find me is laurarike.com. It's LAURARIKE.com. And then for those who are just starting out on the platform and maybe just kind of want to get their feet wet, we have a really cool toolkit system that we put together for you guys. And it's only $37. I will get you the link, my dear. But it's full of video templates and regular image templates, those dashboards we talked about, some training videos to get you like jump started and into it. It's all included in that $37. So it's really honestly the best way for you to be able to know what you're doing without having to spend hundreds of dollars making sure you for sure want to spend your time on that platform.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Laura. It was amazing having you here. Love the pink again. You have a wonderful day, and speak to you soon. Take care.
Sounds great. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening. If you liked today's episode, would you please take a minute to rate and review my show? That would mean the world to me. And let me know if you have any questions in mind or something that you're struggling with, so I can cover in future episodes. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out. Let's accelerate your success together. And remember, Success is not an accident. Success is a choice. See you next time.